Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football predictions of Betkraft. Today is a beautiful Saturday morning. It's the first day of August, and as we all know, it is a day that we have lots of game going on across the globe, and we really do have a lot of it to choose from. And among these many games that is going on today, we selected a few of them that we feel that. That are quite good, and also made our in-depth analysis on these games, and before bringing it forward for you. And we looked at the recent games for both sides, as well as how they perform from home and away perspective, and then make our verdict for this very encounter. So in a short while, we'll be looking at these matches one after the other, but I want to urge those who are coming across our video for the first time to kindly take our time to hit the subscription button down there so that you do not miss out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this channel on a daily basis. Okay, all right, that being said, let's head to the business of today, and we will be starting with the English Premier League. We'll have West Ham coming up against Manchester City, the league champions. Okay, and when you look at how these two teams have performed, talking about the home side, West Ham, they've been able to achieve 3 victories in the past 6 games that they had, and they've also lost 3 out of those 6 games that they had at the same time. And Man City, on the other hand, have won 3 games out of the past 6. They've also had 2 draws, but have lost 1 in the past recent 6 games that they had. And when you look at these two teams, how they performed from home and away perspective, you can also see that West Ham United, the home side, have been able to achieve 4 victories in the past 10 home games. They've also had 4 draws as well as 2 losses in the past 10 home games that they had. And as a matter of fact, the last 2 home games that they had in Premier League, we saw them losing out to Aston Villa and also winning 1 against FC Bournemouth on that occasion. Okay, and Man City, the away side, on the other hand, the league champions, in the past 10 away games, they've actually had 7 victories in the past 10 away games, and they also had 2 draws. They never lost a single match in the past 10 away games that they've had so far, and that tells you how strong this team is. And when you look at how these two teams have performed, the last time they met, we saw Man City defeating this side by 3-1, and prior to that, we also saw Man City, that was September last year, defeating them West Ham by 3-1 as well. And it has always been Manchester City who has been very, very dominant of these very head-to-head meetings, seeing that in the past 10 head-to-head meetings, Man City have won 7 times, and the other 3 being a draw. There's never been a time West Ham have had the upper hand against Man City in the past 10 meetings for both sides. So we do expect to see a dominant away win in this very one. Away side to win outrightly. That's what we expect. Okay, all right, that takes us to the next game for today, and it is in German Bundesliga matches where we have FC Bochum coming up against Borussia Monchengladbach. Okay, and Bochum have won 2 games in the recent 6, and they've also had 1 draw, but have lost 3 out of those past 6 games that they had. And the away side, Borussia Monchengladbach, who has been in very fine form, they've actually won 5 games out of the past 6 games that they had so far, and have had just a single loss in the past 6 encounters. All right, let's head down to how these two teams have performed from home and away perspective. You could see that Bochum FC, the home side, have won 3 games in the past 10 home games, and they've actually lost 5 games out of those, drawing 2 in the past 10 home games that they had so far. And away side, on the other hand, Borussia Monchengladbach, a very good side, have actually won 5 games from away, and they've had 1 draw, and also they've had 2 draws, and as well as 3 losses in the past 10 away games that they had so far. All right, Borussia Monchengladbach, as a matter of fact, the past 4 away games that they played out so far have seen them winning all 4 away games. Okay, and meanwhile, the home side have lost 2 of the last home matches. All right, and when you look at how these two teams have performed from head-to-head perspective, we could see that the last time they met was in February this year, which saw Borussia Monchengladbach defeating this side from home by 5-2 on that occasion. Prior to that, we also saw Borussia Monchengladbach against Bochum in September last year. We saw away side Borussia Monchengladbach on that occasion achieving a victory, scoring 3-1 on that occasion. And we have always seen in the last 3 head-to-head meetings for both sides, have always seen Borussia Monchengladbach always defeating this side, and it shows that the Monchengladbach have been actually very dominant of this very type. But in this very game, it's a very nice one, and we do expect to see a lot of goals in this one, and we expect to see either side winning, and over 2.5. We will see a minimum of 3 goals, but either side winning in this one game. That's our verdict. Okay, that takes us to the next for the day. It is actually also in German Bundesliga. We will have Werder Bremen, who will be up against Borussia Dortmund. Okay, Werder Bremen have won 2 games in the past 6. They've also had 4 draws. They've not lost a single match in the past 6 games that they played so far. And the away side, on the other hand, Borussia Dortmund have won 4 and have had 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the past 6 games that they had at recent times. And when you look at how these 2 teams have performed from home and away perspective, you can also see that for the home side, Werder Bremen, they've actually been able to achieve 3 victories in the past 10 home games. They've also had 3 draws, but they've as well lost 4 games in the past 10 home games that they had so far. And when you look at how the away side have performed as well, Borussia Dortmund have been able to achieve 5 victories in the past 10 away games, but they have also had 1 draw and have lost 4 games in the past in the past 10 away games that they have so far. So when you take a look at the performances from home and away perspective, from head-to-head perspective rather, you could see that the last time they met, it was Borussia Dortmund who had the upper hand on that occasion, and also we saw the Borussia Dortmund last year October defeating this side from home by 1-0, and also prior to that we also saw Borussia Dortmund from away. That was as February last year, defeating this side again by 2-0. So it has always been Borussia Dortmund who has always been dominant of this very tie. In the last 3 meetings, have always seen Borussia Dortmund achieving victory in this very tie. So we still do expect to see our side Borussia Dortmund to rise to the occasion and win outright in this very game. It is a win. That's our verdict for that very game. All right, and that takes us to the next, and the next also is German Bundesliga, where we have Stuttgart who will be up against Mainz. All right, Stuttgart have actually won 4 games in the last 6 recent games that they had so far, and they've also had 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the past 6 recent encounters. And our side, on the other hand, FC Mainz have managed to achieve 4 wins as well. They've also had 1 draw and 1 loss in the past 6 recent encounters. But when you look at how these 2 teams have performed from home and away perspective, you can see that Stuttgart, the home side, have actually won 8 games in the past 10 home games. They've actually had 2 draws and have lost absolutely nothing in the past 10 home games that they have so far. And the away side, on the other hand, Mainz have managed to achieve 2 victories in the past 10 away games. They've also had 3 draws, but they've lost 5 games in the past 10 away games that they have so far. And when you look at performances, how the 2 teams have performed when they met in the past, you could see that it is Stuttgart who have actually been outstanding, winning in all past 3 head-to-head meetings. Both home and away. We saw Stuttgart defeating this side in February this year, by 3-1. That was Stuttgart playing from home on that occasion. But also from away, that was last year, September. We also saw Stuttgart, achieving victory against Mainz by 3-1 again. All right, that has always been the case for the head-to-head meetings for both sides, and it is Stuttgart who has been quite dominant of this head-to-head meeting. So in this very game, we really do expect the home side, Stuttgart, to achieve a result in this one, and it is the home side to win out shortly. That's our verdict for that very game. Okay, that takes us to the next for today. It is in Belgium Pro League, where we have Beerschot coming up against Dender. All right, Dender is a very new side in the Pro League, and when you look at how these 2 teams have performed in recent games, you can see that Beerschot have been able to achieve just 1 win in the past 6 games. They've also had 1 draw and have lost 4 games in the past recent 6 games that they have so far. Then there, on the other hand, their away side have won 2 games. They've also lost 2 and have had 2 draws in the past recent 6 games. And when you look at how these 2 teams have performed from a home and away perspective, you can see that home side Beerschot have managed to achieve 5 victories from home. They've also had 2 draws, but have lost 3 games in the past 10 home games that they have so far. And the last away game they played out so far was against Genk, and we saw them losing out to Genk by 4-3 on that occasion. And the away side Dender have actually been able to achieve 5 wins from away. They've also had 4 draws as well as 1 loss, and that only loss came in the match against Anderlecht, where they lost that by 2-1. And that tells you that Dender has been doing very well. On present, we saw them achieving a result defeating Genk from away, achieving very good results even from away. And the last, 5 away games that I played out so far, I've seen them winning 1 and drawing 4 out of those past 5 away games. And we saw them playing against the top side, Club Brugge, drawing that game. So we do expect to see the home side, the away side actually achieving a result in this one, seeing that they've actually done very well for themselves, in the recent game that they played out so far. And it is the away side Dender to win or draw and under 4.5. That's our verdict for that very encounter. Okay, and that takes us to the next game, which happen to be the last for today. It is actually in Austria League, where we have Lafnitz coming up against FC Ried. Okay, Lafnitz have actually managed 3 draws in the past 6 recent encounters, but they've also lost 3 out of those. And the away side FC Ried have won the entire 6 games that they played out so far. They have won everything. They have not had any draw nor loss. All right, when you look at that, okay, they actually lost 1 game. They've won 5 games. They've actually lost 1 out of the past 6 recent encounters. Sorry. And looking at how they performed from home and away perspective, Lafnitz have managed to achieve 1 win, 3 draws, as well as 6 losses in the past 10 home games that they had. And away side, on the other hand, Ried have actually managed to achieve 8 victories in the past 10 away games, but they've also lost 2 out of those 10 away games that they played out so far. The away side is actually a very good team, and they're a team in very fine form, doing so well for themselves. And the last time they met was in May this year. We saw Ried defeating Lafnitz from away by 4-0 on that occasion. We also saw Ried winning them in November last year by 5-0, and the head-to-head performances have always been Ried, who has been very dominant, winning on all meetings against this side. So it is the away side who we expect to rise to the occasion and win out shortly in this very game. It is away side to win. That's our verdict for that very encounter. All right, and that brings our operation for you today on Betkraft to a close. I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green. Remember to also play responsibly. It's only a football game, and it can happen. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is Sunday, and we'll be coming up with our games. We'll be having so many options. I love weekends. All right, until tomorrow, keep winning.